Yesterday we did addition and subtraction of decimals. Today we're going to do multiplication. Multiplication has a special word that they like to use called product. Product is a quantity obtained by multiplying quantities together. Multiplying. You are also going to need to know your place value today. So we're going to talk about our place value. The tenths place is the value of the digit 1 unit to the right of a decimal point. The tenths place is 1 unit to the right of a decimal point. The hundredths place is how many? 2 places. So at the top of your paper, let's write like 7.568. Okay, this 7 is in what place value? This is the ones. The 5 is in the tenths with a TH at the end. Tenths. The 6 is in the hundredths with a DTH. And then the 8 is in the thousands. Okay. Okay, now multiplying decimals is very different from adding and subtracting. One of the biggest differences is yesterday, what did we do with our decimals? We lined them up. But in multiplication, we do not do that. We ignore the decimals and we deal with them at the very, very end. We simply multiply the numbers. Then at the very, very end, we count how many decimal places there are, and then we add them back into our answers and move the decimal. Yes, sir?
What if we do that at the beginning? Like we count?
You can count how many there are at the beginning. You just wouldn't add it till your final answer. Yes? Okay. It says if needed. We're not going to do if needed. We're going to do them vertically. We're going to stack them. Okay? So let's do the first example. 3.24 times 0.7. So I'm going to write 3.24 times 0.7. Do I even need the 0? No. Now again, if you wanted to, you could literally leave the decimals out and then deal with them at the end. Like you don't even have to write them here. Okay? We're going to pretend that they're not even there. So I'm going to do 7 times 4, which is 28. Carry my 2. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 2 is 16. Carry my 1. 7 times 3 is plus 1 is. And I'm not done. The very last step is to put the decimals back into the answer. So how many place values are behind the decimal? 1, 2, 3. All of these digits are behind a decimal place, which means I have to have 3 numbers behind my decimal place. So I start at the very end and I just count over 3. 1, 2, 3. So my decimal is going to go there. And I'm just going to write my answer more better, like prettier. 2.268. All right, number 2. Negative 14 times 3.18. Now, do I even need to include the negative when I'm multiplying? But I've got to know my integer rules. Yes? A negative times a negative, 2 the same signs will give me a positive times a positive will also give me a, but 2 opposite signs, my answer is going to be negative. So I'll deal with that in a minute. Now, personally, I like to put the number with the most digits on top. That's me. So I'm going to do 3.18 on top times 14. 4 times 8 is? Carry the 3. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. 4 times 3 is? Now what do I have to do before I move to the next? I have to need a placeholder of 0. Now, the other thing I like to do is come up to the top, and any numbers I carried, I like to mark them out that I already used them, so I don't accidentally use them again. All right. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 times 3 is 3. Now that I have these, make sure that you're writing nice and neat, just like yesterday, because you're going to add your rows together. So 2 plus 0, 7 plus 8 is, carry my 1, 2 plus 1 is, and 3 plus 1 is. Now I go back up to my answer. How many digits are behind the decimal? That means there better be 2 in my answer. So I start at the back. 1, 2. Now I'm not done, because I was dealing with positives and negatives, and a negative times a positive is a negative. Do y'all see there's just a lot of places you could mess up if you don't go slow and pay attention? It's not hard though, right? All right, number 3. Again, I have a positive times a negative, so my answer is going to be negative. I'm going to put the number with the most digits on top, so 2.43 times 0.6. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry my 1. 6 times 4 is? Plus 1. Carry my 2. 6 times 2 is? Plus 2 is? 14. How many decimal places are there?
3.
There are 3. Okay, so I'm going to go here. 1, 2, 3. So my answer is positive or negative? Negative 1.458. Do you have any questions? Does it absolutely help to know your math facts up here? If you are not fluent in math facts, then you need to put an app on your phone at home and get fluent. What does fluent mean? Like you know it, like you can spit it out. I shouldn't say what's 7 times 8 and you have to count like this. I shouldn't have to do that. So if you're doing that, you need to start practicing at home, okay? It will make your life so much easier. Number 4. All right, here we go. 7.98 times 0.35. Do you see any negatives? So my answer is going to be? All right, I'm going to put the most digits on top. So 7.98 times 0.35. 5 times 8 is? Carry my 4. 5 times 9 is 45 plus 4, 49. Keep the 9, carry the 4. 5 times 7 is 35 plus 4. Okay, what am I going to put here for a placeholder? And then what should I do with these up here? Mark them off so you don't get confused. 3 times 8 is 24. Carry my 2. 3 times 9, 27 plus 2, 29. 3 times 7 again. Oh, not again, sorry. 21 plus 2, 23. Make sure you're writing very legibly and putting the numbers stacked on top of each other so that you're not getting confused when you have to add. So 0, 9 plus 4 is 13, carry my 1. 9 plus 9 is 18 plus 1, 19. And then 6 plus 1 is 7 and 2. I am not done. How many decimal places do I have? So I'm going to go to the back and I'm going to count 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Before I move on, I'm going to check to make sure if my answer is positive or negative. Positive. Question.
Isn't 3 times 721 though? Well, no, I'm mixing, so. Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is. You just forget to add your 2 at the top?
No, I added an extra one.
Okay. All right, let's do the next one. The first thing I see is that there are negatives involved. So let's talk about our rules. 2 of the same sign make a positive. I have 2 negatives, so I'm not even going to worry about them. My answer's going to be positive. All right, so here we go. The biggest amount of digits I'm going to put on top. 42.3 times 0.74. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry my 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And 4 times 4 is 16. Before I move on, I've got to put a placeholder of 0. And I'm going to do what to this 1? 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 2 is 16. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 1, 29. So I have 2, 10, 13, 11, and 3. How many decimal places? 3. So 1, 2, 3. And we already said our answer is going to be positive. Do y'all want to do the last one, or do y'all feel ready?
We feel ready.
All right, I'm going to pass out the assignment. Put your name when you get your assignment, please. There are only 13 questions, so you're going to do all of them, and I must see that you're showing your work. If you're not showing your work, then it will not get graded, okay? So make sure you show your work. What are you going to do on your answers on the word problems on the back? So if my answer is 5, do I just put 5? I must label the answer. So if it's money, I put a $sign. If it's minutes, I say 5 minutes. So make sure that you're labeling those answers, okay? All right, you may get started.